Hey guys, my name is Laura and I'm an attorney working in Switzerland. I'd like to welcome you to my new YouTube channel and to this very first video in which I'm going to talk about 5 mistakes that I made at law school that hopefully you can avoid after having seen this video. So the first point I would like to talk about is the choice of your school. With this point, I would like to mention that in Switzerland you can choose to go to any law school you would want because there is no pre-selection. You simply fill out a form, you send it to the school you would like to go to, and you're free to go. However, even if there is a pre-selection, which is the case in other countries, I think the choice of which school you want to apply to is just as important as the school you finally end up visiting. Personally, when I went to law school, I didn't think that much about which school I wanted to attend, simply because I had a group of friends of mine that already went to one specific school, and I took the easiest path and just followed the lead and visited that school. Later on in my master's, I realized that it would have been way better if I looked into this some more, because I realized that the program of my second school fitted my needs and interests a lot better than the first school I visited. So to give you a few recommendations on how to make your choice, my first recommendation would be to visit a few schools physically. This will just allow you to get an idea about the campus life, and the general vibe of the school. Further, I would also recommend you to look at the study plan and the study program and how it is structured over the course of the next years, because you might find out that some of the classes you're interested in the most take place at the same time, and this is why you might want to look at another school's program, which will allow you to choose the classes you're interested and is therefore probably better fitted for your needs. At the same time, I would also have a look at what exams will be taken, what papers you will be expected to write, how often they take place, and how many credits you're given for them. Just to give you an example, what happened to me was that I visited 2 different schools. I did my bachelor's for 3 years in one school, and then I switched and did my master's for 1.5 years at another school. Unfortunately, in my first school, the program was set up to as where all the papers that needed to be written had to be written in your bachelor's. On my other school, all the papers had to be written during my master's. So I ended up writing twice as many papers as I needed to, and I could easily have avoided that if I looked at the program and at its structures years before, instead of simply making a choice without any further knowledge about the exact school program. I know that this will take some time, and it's probably not the most fun to do, to just look at school programs all day long, but I would recommend it to you anyways, just because your future school will lay the foundation of all of your legal knowledge. So it's actually quite an important decision to make, which I think is worth taking the time that you need to make the best choice for you. Now, mistake number 2, no networking. What I realized way too late when I went to the university is how important networking is. I remember being so busy with preparing for the exams and studying all the time that I didn't really take the time to talk to my fellow students or visit school related events, which I think was something that I should definitely have done more often. You may not think of this as being very important now, but the truth is that most of the other students being there at school with you will later on turn out to be judges, prosecutors, other attorneys, or maybe just legal advisors for big companies, and you'll probably get to work with some of them again. So it's really nice if you have the chance now to get to know them before. You're all at the same law school now, so you have similar interests, and it's actually, if you think about it, it's not that hard to talk to other students. You can simply sit with them, whether it is during class or over a lunchtime break, and just ask them how they like the specific class, ask them about a legal topic you're interested, or simply ask them why they chose to go to this school and how they like it so far. And this will already be a great conversation starter. Mistake number 2 is not thinking about how to set your resume apart from others while you're at law school. You might be really busy studying all the time and being focused on getting good grades, but this is not just the only thing you should focus on. The thing you should also consider is how to set your resume apart from other people that will also graduate from the same law school. And great ways to do that is you can join a club, an association. You could do a part-time job, whether this is in a legal company or in any other field. You can join a sports club, or you can do some volunteering. There's actually a ton of options to meet new people and to make further experiences as a student, because you have plenty of time on your hands now. The extra activities you do will, in my opinion, give your resumes somewhat of like more personality, because it will show what you're interested in and what you're passionate about, and this can also be something really interesting for a future employer. What I did, for instance, is I chose to do my master's not only at another school, but also in another language, to make sure that I gained some extra qualification that would set me apart from other candidates that visited the same school as I did. And later on, this turned out to be one of the best decisions I made during my university time. Mistake number 4 would be stressing out too much about individual exams. And I know that one is easier said than done when you're actually at school, but it is very true. Now, I agree that your grades can be very important after school to get a good job, especially your very first job. However, as soon as you've had your first job and you've proven yourself, your grades are gonna matter significantly less, especially individual grades. It is, of course, important to show that overall you did a good job at the university. And again, bear in mind that the connections you can make at the university are very important, because later on during your career, you can read about any legal topic as long as you want. You can always go over stuff again, learn certain things again, but you might not have the chance to talk to some of the people again that are attending school and attending classes with you right now, which could, in my opinion, be much more valuable. And I guess this is why people say it's not about what you know, but more about who you know. Mistake number 5 is not enjoying your time at the university enough. As I mentioned earlier, during law school you have the chance to take part in some really cool projects, school-related events, and work together with a bunch of different, interesting and cool people. Even though you might find yourself very stressed about studying more, about a ton of work that you need to get done, I highly recommend you to enjoy your social life as well and take part in all these activities to make sure you have a good time at school. With that being said, that was the 5 mistakes I made at law school that I would do different now if I got to do it again. That was it for me today, but I hope to get to talk to you again soon.